The Seven Swords of Aurim, the mightiest generals of the Empire who offered their fealty to Maladar An-Desh. The group were considered the mightiest warriors of the entire Empire, and were in charge of the armies of Aurim, as well as protecting the nation's border from all enemies. Unfortunately, we know little about them. Their main impact was in the year 575 pre-Cataclysm, when the Seven decided to take a stand against the Empire and were all slain in the attempt. Greetings and welcome back to my channel, guys. How are you doing today? Now, unfortunately, we don't really have a lot of information about these generals, but I'll try to share what I know. First among his generals was Ban the Lofty. Might not be the smartest one among them, but he was a massive human who wielded a huge greatsword that was so large that most people couldn't even pick up. Ban joined together with his fellow generals in confronting Maladar and was slain easily by his magic. Not like Ban that used brute force to win his fights. Dreskit of Eol was one of the greatest swordsmen in the entire continent. He was also a human male and was surprisingly the most level-headed among all of the other generals. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter how good you are with a sword, against the magic of the Faceless Emperor, nothing could stand. The twins Etam and Itor were known to be hot-headed and quick and deadly in combat, who loved wielding knives while they attacked their opponents. They gained their reputation as vicious warriors, and eagerly joined in the revolution against Maladar An-Desh, a revolution that led to their swift demise. The sadistic Farashi Ogresbane was a half-dwarf with his left hand made of pure gold, who enjoyed nothing more than torturing his enemies, who was also a formidable combatant, joined in on the revolution, and as the rest was slain by Maladar's magic. And then there was Whisper, who was an assassin and a female. She was one of the Empire's deadliest generals. She was known to be a fearsome assassin who almost never spoke, was rake thin, and wore a veil. Whisper kept her gender hidden, allowing her fellow generals and even Maladar to believe that she was a male. The assassin was able to hide herself completely in the shadows, going invisible, and often employed her skills to murder the enemies of Maladar and the Empire. And in that fateful night in the year 575, Whisper joined her fellow generals in confronting Maladar, and while her comrades were slain one after the other, using her skills to vanish into the shadows, Whisper stalked the Emperor and almost got to him. But even this most dangerous of the seven swords, the greatest assassin on the continent of Taladas, was no match to Maladar, and as she jumped out of the shadows ready to attack from behind, she was surprised to meet Maladar face on, who cut her down with his magic. The de facto leader of the Seven Swords was Ayadro. He was known for being wise and powerful. Normally, Ayadro wore crimson armor and had hard eyes that could cut as daggers, and he always smiled, especially when he was about to kill an enemy. When Maladar used his magic to drown the city of Amdorn, he offered the undamaged fiefs surrounding the city as a gift to Idor, as he was his most prized general. And even so, in the year 575, Idro joined his fellow generals in confronting Maladar, and was slain by Maladar's powerful magic. And those were the generals, the seven swords of the Empire of Aurim, who tried and failed to kill Maladar. And after their epic battle trying to defeat him, Maladar was killed by Shai. Shai was a Yujian tribesman, the son of Boila, who was a chief of a horde that tried to fight Maladar. Maladar captured his father and his brothers and tortured them to death, while Shai was turned into the cupbearer and servant of Maladar. Maladar kept the boy as amusement and also as hostage against the Yujian to keep them at bay. As all of the barbarians, the boy was deeply tanned, and his head was completely shaved except for a singular braid. as was the style of his people. And after he witnessed the demise of the Seven Swords, when they tried to confront his master Maladar, Shai decided that this is his time to act. He poisoned the green wine that Maladar has asked for and watched his hated foe die, a quick and unpleasant death. And after the deed, Shai turned around and walked out of the palace, never to be seen again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video about the demise of one of the most powerful wizards on the continent of Taladas. We'll see you in the next one. Have a lovely day.